Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Alright, I got XRP up here on the 5-minute. I don't usually look at the 5-minute, but I know the price fluctuation over the last few days has been wild. You know, we're waiting for something very specific to happen before we see some new highs. Right now, XRP trading just under $1.58, and so let me throw Fibonacci here on the 5-minute chart. And I'm not going to put too much stock in the 5-minute chart, but just for those immediate fluctuations, it's interesting to see how these levels line up. Back on the 5th, we saw XRP go up as high as $1.76 per XRP, came back down to the 0.382, and we just kind of saw it vacillating between the 0.5 and anywhere between the 0.5 and the 0.786. So we just kind of saw it moving up, hit up here. This is clearly some significant resistance that we need to break. Then there was a huge sell-off down here. XRP went right back down to about $1.50, right in and around here. All right, we can see that it climbed right back up to the 0.5, but it couldn't sustain that momentum, came right back down in price to $1.50, and now we're seeing it hovering in and around here, so $1.58. Yesterday I was looking at XRP price, and you know, in the $1.60s, $1.50s, you know, it did reach that $1.71 price right up here, but sure enough now, it did come back down. We are seeing this correction. So these are a lot of immediate price barriers that we need to just get through. Ultimately, what we have to do is get up past significant resistance. When I bring up XRP here, guys, on the hourly, I'm going to throw a Fibonacci on here from back from the inter-year high, April 13th. And you guys can see, you know, we're making our way out of this on the longer time frame. So again, just to my point, I know I just brought up the 5-minute chart, but I don't tend to look at the 5-minute chart a lot. I know some of you guys like to look at that immediate price action, but ultimately, if you're holding long, those longer time frames are what you really need to be paying attention to. Positive things to note: higher lows, right? Okay, and hopefully higher highs if we can break past this 0.786. That would be significant. Like I said, a couple of days ago, we just got over that, pierced it briefly with this wick up here, but then came right back down, and now basing in the 0.618. So again, this is on the 1 hour time frame, and they're all going to look different, right, depending on what time frame you put the chart on and where you take your measurements from. I'm going to skip over the daily chart and go straight to the weekly chart, because I think that this is a very important chart to look at as well. Throw Fibonacci here on the weekly, and guys, we'll take it from the top, of course, of the bull market back in 2017, 2018, right down to the trough of the bear market. And what do you guys see in here? This is critical resistance that we need to break. If we can stay above a weekly candlestick above 172, $1.72, right in and around here, that would be great. Okay, that to me would signify bullish momentum to the upside. We are having a bit of trouble staying above the $1.71, $1.72 level, but this for the long term, if we can close above that with a weekly candlestick, well, when was the last time we saw that? Right back here in December 25th, actually. Christmas Day 2017 was the last time a weekly candlestick closed above that $1.71, $1.72 price point for XRP. And we're almost there, guys. I mean, we have been reaching that price target, you know, just kind of dipping our toes in there, but it has been retracing. So, you know, this is why it's good to look at all time frames, but don't put too much stock in any one time frame. You got to look at the bigger picture in order to get a sense of what's going on in the market. And so as XRP price is meandering about, there have been some new developments with regards to the crypto world. This from BANKXRP. Now, this doesn't sound positive. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that the U.S. does not have an adequate framework to deal with all the different issues posed by cryptocurrencies, such as money laundering and illicit financing. According to her, there is no framework that's quite up to the task of putting in place a regulatory framework that we need for cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to leave it at that for this particular statement here. Because as I move through this video, you guys are going to see that although this is what Janet Yellen is stating right now at this moment in time, and this article was just from a couple of days ago, the crypto market is going through growing pains. And, you know, for the mainstream, they are going to take this type of dialogue at face value, and I have a feeling that a lot of people still think we are light years away, but I wouldn't be surprised if this narrative changes very quickly, and when I say quickly, I'm talking by the end of the year. Let me continue though. So Michael at Val5 Links posted this. Ripple scores another victory in legal wrangling over the SEC lawsuit. He is referring to this. The court orders the SEC to give Ripple internal documents on XRP, Bitcoin, and Ether. So Judge Sarah Netburn, in a new ruling this week, provided more clarification on her ruling last month regarding whether the SEC may keep its internal documents secret from Ripple. The SEC must produce communications with third parties, including internal agencies and market participants, subject to a privilege assertion, according to Netburn's 5-paragraph ruling. And here's a quote: intra-agency memoranda or formal position papers discussing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP must be searched for and produced subject to a privilege assertion, said the judge, adding that examples of such documents include division reports, final reports of internal working groups, or formal position papers submitted to the commissioners. However, she added informal intra-agency communications such as emails would not need to be produced. The judge also ruled that although such information may ultimately be privileged, meaning exempt from disclosure, associated information such as meeting dates and names of participants could be relevant and is discoverable. Any documents withheld on the basis of privilege must be identified on a privilege log, according to the ruling. The other also directed Ripple and the SEC to continue to meet and confer on the remaining issues in their letters. So this is great. Judge Netburn forcing the SEC to make those documents discoverable with Ripple's lawyers. This is what Jesse Hines has to say. The judge tried to bridge the gap by giving slightly more detail into the types of memoranda and the position papers that need to be disclosed. It's clear she wants Ripple and the SEC to figure it out amongst themselves, which hasn't had great success to date. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes before the court again. But he goes on to say this order, however, is definitely a win for Ripple. It's the small wins at this point. You know, Ripple is, or Ripple's case is looking to be more favorable to the judge every step of the way. And so this is not going to bode well for the SEC's case. So this is just another advancement in the case that should get XRP hodlers very excited, that is pointing towards a potential win for Ripple. You know, even if they end up settling, in my mind, that's a win for Ripple anyway. And, giving XRP that clarity it needs to thrive, that I think is going to be quintessential to much of the crypto sphere. For many, many different reasons. Well, the real world utility aside, even if we just take a look at the legal perspective of XRP, coming from a company that has a bunch of it in escrow, utilizing it, like many cryptocurrency companies are utilizing their coins. So it is going to definitely set a precedent, and it's going to be huge. It is going to be a landmark case that basically shapes the way cryptocurrency is going to be used in the United States. So here is the court listener document if you guys want access to that. I will link all this in the description of the video. John Deaton here saying at this point, they can do one of two things: start talking settlement with Ripple, or dig your heels in deeper and fight even harder. Okay, he's talking about the SEC's perspective here. Of course, by now they really have a good idea what those documents and emails regarding BTC and ETH and XRP say and must be turned over. Captain America down here, Captain Crypto down here, saying something quite interesting just from a different point of view here. XRP community, why, during a pandemic, a financial crisis, and a world on the verge of a major depression, would the SEC deliberately make the lives of fellow Americans even harder? Can someone explain why? Valid point, says Trinsetta. On top of the pandemic, where people were forced to celebrate Christmas far from people with losses to their family, and instead of having a green Christmas, they decided to make it harder on Americans they are supposed to protect. I don't think they're thinking about anybody's feelings. And I really don't think that the SEC thought through this long and hard, in that, the fact that the XRP community is so strong, so robust, that, we are making noise here on Twitter and, through such great attorneys like John Deaton, bringing upon motions, adding to this whole narrative. The fact is, I don't think the SEC expected this. I think that they thought that they could probably get in, get out, make a case, classify XRP as a security, sue Ripple, and, they'd be on their merry way. The fact of the matter is this is proving to be more difficult for them than originally expected. Anyway, want to keep moving on. So this is just another one from Crypto Fat Sacks here. I hope everyone knows that when this case is over, XRP will be the first crypto in the US with actual clarity. Now, there have been some other cryptocurrencies that have gained clarity, but this is a landmark case, like I said before. XRP, one of the most influential cryptocurrencies, I would argue, in the crypto sphere. And so this is going to make waves. This is going to make a lot of decisions either very easy or very hard for a lot of other cryptocurrency companies. I want to move along though, guys. This from Ian Northing. Ripple sold twice as much XRP in the last quarter as demand grows for its ODL service. So the Q1 report was just released, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that I gleaned from this. So this is just a sum up from the Cointelegraph here. Despite an ongoing legal battle with the SEC, Ripple reported a 97% increase in sales of XRP in Q1. Ripple posted its Q1 markets report yesterday on May the 6th and revealed that total sales net of purchases had gone from 76.27 million in Q4 of 2020 to 150.34 million in Q1 of 2021. Ripple noted the surge in sales was led by the growing demand for RippleNet's working capital service on-demand liquidity, or ODL. So guys, let's not forget, MoneyGram, a big player in the space, shut down ODL, yet what is Ripple saying? There has been a growing demand for RippleNet's working capital service on-demand liquidity, and this clearly is happening worldwide. Since we know that the United States isn't really using ODL at this moment in time, the increase in XRP sales can be attributed to deeper engagement from key ODL customers. For well over a year, Ripple has not sold programmatically. So this is institutional real demand for XRP to utilize for ODL, for on-demand liquidity. The firm added Ripple continued to engage in sales to support ODL and key infrastructure partners as part of providing increased XRP liquidity to improve the ODL experience of certain customers, eliminating the need for pre-funding and enabling instant global payments. According to Crypto Compare, total sales of Ripple accounted for just 0.07 of the global XRP volume. Let's also note down here that Ripple reported that over the quarter, so that would be 3 months, 3 billion XRP had been released from its massive escrow, and 2.7 billion XRP has been returned to the escrow. So most of it was returned to the escrow, meaning that at this moment in time, there is no need for that XRP because the ecosystem is still too small. Some have attributed XRP's recent resurgence in part to Ripple Labs' purchase of a 40% stake in cross-border payments firm Tranglo, which was acquired to expand its ODL service in Southeast Asia, so on and so forth. Guys, I will link this in the description of the video if you want to read further. I thought it was interesting to see those numbers, those on-demand liquidity numbers, because here's another part of this story and another part of this Q1 2021 report that I wanted to make note of. This again from Michael at Val5 Links. So despite Ripple facing a lawsuit from the SEC, their Q1 2020 report published yesterday notes that during the quarter, the numbers of XRP whales surged 3.5% from 308 to 319. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a lot. That's just 11 more wallets. But let's not forget, this is basically the first quarter since the SEC lawsuit was announced. And whales have grown by 3.5%, 11 more. Now, 11 more whales, this is what they mean by that. The wallets that are holding at least 10 million XRP have grown by 3.5%. So 11 more wallets, their balances have gotten over that 10 million XRP mark. These are huge numbers. This is not retail, okay? This is institutional money. Not only that, elsewhere wallets holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP also increased from 1,125 to 1,196 wallets. Again, I would argue institutional money flowing in. You know, anybody who is holding between 1 million and 10 million XRP are not messing around, and that number grew as well in the quarter since the SEC lawsuit was initially mentioned. Now, some might attribute this to a bull run. Some might attribute this to, spec investors just looking to, have a little fun. 1 million XRP, that's a serious investment. And some wallets are over 10 million XRP. My thoughts is that there's something more involved here. Now, I saw this guy's from Stewart XRP on Twitter. Standard Custody and Trust Company, parent company of PolySign, getting bank charter status. It also has integrated escrow platforms, which enables investors to buy and sell digital assets directly from custody. If institutions are holding XRP, could they use the platform for ODL payments? Now, this is suggesting that institutions are getting ready to onboard because they, in the near future, could possibly participate as ODL providers. The exact thing that we were told we would be years ago, right? Holding XRP, just being able to hold XRP is going to be valuable for us down the road because that demand will be there and we can sell and trade at will. So a Dingo Ate My XRP posted this on a message board, and so what he is suggesting. Here, let me start over here. A big thing we learned is that PolySign has not just built digital asset custody, a world-class encryption and access provision to boot, but they have also built what sounds an awful lot like a P2P trade solution. Companies or governments using PolySign will be able to trade or sell their digital assets to one another, settling directly via the custody solution's built-in escrow capabilities without having to go through an intermediary, an OTC desk, or an exchange. But why would anyone want to do that? Aside from the ease of use angle, it bypasses middlemen and maintains high security standards. It also enables an ODL path that is absolutely mind-blowing. Imagine if companies holding digital assets, i.e., companies that are now holding over 1 million, in some cases over 10 million XRP. So imagine if these companies holding digital assets via PolySign could elect to participate in ODL as liquidity providers by providing OTC-style large block liquidity for high-value transactions. This type of ODL path would bypass exchanges entirely, since it would effectively be facilitated by two P2P OTC trades settled over PolySign. And then he gives a scenario down here. The scenario, Bank A wants to send $47 million in value to Bank B. Way too much for the standard ODL transaction at this point in time. But what if a liquidity provider in country A has a PolySign account where they hold a large block of XRP? They sell XRP to Bank A, and that XRP is immediately dropped over to PolySign escrow to a liquidity provider in the Philippines, for example, that also has a PolySign account. LP2, which is the Philippines one, makes the final local payment to Bank B in PHP, and all this happens automatically in about 60 seconds. He goes on to say, I don't know if this is the plan, but I have a strong suspicion it is, because this more or less solves the biggest problem in ODL today, which is low liquidity and slippage. OTC desks are designed specifically to reduce slippage costs, so why not use the same approach with ODL? So this is one theory that includes PolySign, a company that we have heard murmurings about. We know that there are lots of NDAs. David Schwartz cannot talk too much about PolySign, but look at what else is going on around us, guys. And this for me, in Northern Citibank is considering launching crypto trading and custody services. So we are seeing more and more of this as the months go on. Banking giant Citigroup is considering launching crypto trading, custody, and financing services. Itay Tuchman, Citi's global head of foreign exchange, told the Financial Times in a report published Friday that the bank has seen a very rapid accumulation of interest in Bitcoin from large clients since last August. So Bitcoin is the gateway. I mean, it has been the gateway for a lot of us in crypto, and now it is getting institutions in. This article goes on to say there are different options from our perspective, and we are considering where we can best service our clients. This is not going to be a prop trading effort, said Tuchman, referring to proprietary trading in which banks trade with their own money to make a profit. Citi, however, is in no rush to launch crypto services. Well, I beg to differ. I mean, if all your competitors are offering the service, you are likely going to step up very, very quickly. Tuchman said that the bank would jump in when it is confident it can build something that benefits clients and that regulators can support. Going back to regulators, Janet Yellen saying, we don't really have the framework, but is it coming down the pipe very soon? I mean, Gary Gensler was touching on some of these things in yesterday's meeting, and I'm going to get to some of those points in a video that I'm going to post this afternoon, guys. I also just wanted to mention this article from Leonidas here. Citi did experiment with Ripple, so just back to this Citibank connection here. This article was from last year, but there was indeed a trial, a test pilot. This confirms Ken Moore's statement and reveals that Citi has experimented with Ripple. The Ripple Citi connection is also confirmed by Manthan Seth, Vice President of Digital Money and Blockchain Innovation at Citi Innovation Labs from December of 2014 to December of 2016. So my thought, guys, despite this narrative of, we're not that close yet, we're in no rush, we are, however, seeing banks and financial institutions jumping on board with an institutional infrastructure for cryptocurrency investment and cryptocurrency utilization. Let's not forget, cryptocurrency is not just going to be for investing. There will be a point when we utilize cryptocurrency in a more real-world setting. PolySign is already set up to do that. We are seeing more institutional wallets swell with more than 1 million XRP. The Q1 report from Ripple is seeming very promising. So what is that going to mean for XRP price? Of course, the more demand there is for XRP, the higher the price will go because more people will want to purchase it, whether it is through an ODL deal, through PolySign, Bank A, Bank B, in that example that Stewart XRP posted, or any other kind of utility that will be derived from XRP. There are so many options. The sky is the limit, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.